Are you thinking about retiring in 2026? Well, it's time for a reality check if you are. The top 5 things that many people get wrong when they finally go to retire. And so I want to talk about what those are today in 2026. What are the 5 things? And you might not get all of them wrong. You might get them all right. And that's great. But I have a feeling if you're thinking about retiring soon or you just retired, that you may have missed 1 or 2 of these. Speaking of getting things wrong, let me bring in my co-host, Tony Shore. Welcome to the show, Tony.
Oh,
We're going to do a
that's
top 5. We're going to do a top 5 today.
super hurtful, Dan. Speaking of getting things wrong, top 5, and I know that you asked for a drum roll, and I do actually have a drum roll for this top 5. Yep, the top 5 reasons Tony loves pizza, right? And the number 1 reason is.
Well, I want to talk about the top 5 things that people seem to get wrong when they go to retire.
Okay.
Right. And I don't know if I put them in an order that I want to talk to them about. A lot of them bleed into each other, but I want to just go through these and see if we can not only point out what they are, but maybe give a little bit of examples or tips on how to deal with it. So this is really useful to someone that's thinking about retiring. If I'm going to retire in 1 or 2 years, or I'm retiring next month, or I just retired. What did I miss? Right. So let's go. Let's start. Let's start with number 1.
Okay. I've got a drum roll here. Hang on.
Oh, whoa, geez.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah. Yep. Here we go. I'm doing it. Number 1.
I didn't hear a drum roll, but number 1.
It's there.
Mistake number 1, not stress testing. So what do I mean by this? Not stress testing. A lot of people think retirement's like flipping a switch. They just say, they might have a date on their calendar, and they say, all right, I'm going to retire October 1st, 2026. That's it. That's when I'm giving my 2-week notice or whatever it is. And they understand that, okay, at that point, I'm not going to work anymore, and maybe I'll lose some benefits and so forth. But it doesn't just work that way when it comes to retirement. You actually have to plan ahead, and you have to stress test some of these things that we're going to talk about. For instance, when you retire and you no longer go to work, your income's going to stop. So you need to be aware of where the income's going to come from after that point. Right. And how much is it? And is it enough? And what am I doing for health insurance? And what am I going to do with my time? All these things aren't just going to magically appear when you flip a switch. It's going to be a shock. So the objective is, or the mistake people make, is they might think about these things, but they don't plan for it. They don't actually put pen to paper and say, this is what I'm going to do. So, practical example, Tony. If I'm going to retire in 2 years, before that time, I'm going to create an actual budget to see what am I spending. Because a lot of people don't even know that. And then when they retire, they say, okay, I'm just going to keep spending the same amount. But they don't really even know what that is. So they never really stress tested. They never really took the time to say, well, let me actually see what I'm spending. Or they might say, I'm just going to pull money when I need it, instead of saying, well, how is that going to actually work? And you want to do this before you retire so that you could try things out. And if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world because you're still working, right? You don't want to be building the airplane as you're flying it. You want to kind of build it first, test, fly it.
Who's that guy out on the wing with a socket wrench?
Right. It's the Thing. Or what was the name of it? Remember the Twilight Zone where William Shatner's looking out the window and the gremlin, I think they called it. Yeah, you don't want to be out there fixing things as it's going.
No.
and sometimes it's people that just get fired or laid off. I have that happen to me. People come to me and say, yeah, I lost my job after 17 years. So now what? Well, that's a little more difficult to stress test prior to. But if you're getting to that point where you're thinking maybe I'll retire in the next 5 years, start planning now.
So, and by stress testing, before you move on, Dan, by stress testing, you're basically saying what you're saying is to stress test, you have a plan, but there are ways to stress test that plan. One is work with a trusted financial services professional who can go over it. You stress test it by doing the math, by incorporating healthcare costs, inflation. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, maybe even try out a little sabbatical, they'll call it. Maybe I stop working for a couple weeks if you can work it out. Not everyone has that luxury. Try it out. See what it's like. Right? Go on a budget. People don't like going on budgets, but try it out. Go for 5 months where you can only spend so much that you say that's all you're going to spend in retirement. Try it now and see how you like it. Because you don't want to say, oh, I'm going to only spend $5,000 a month when I retire, and then you can't even do that. It's not realistic at all. Well, how are you going to know? Until you try.
Right.
And retiring and then trying and figuring out you can't do it at that point, a little too late, right? Okay, let's move on to mistake number 2. And not everyone gets all these wrong, but I see usually 1 or 2 that people make. Mistake number 2. Ignoring tax rules, including the new ones. And, oh gosh, we're going to talk about taxes. I think what I'm saying here is people don't realize that things change tax-wise when you retire. For a lot of people, they're automatically saving in their 401k. Are they maxing out? Do they know that those things go up? There's catch-up provisions. Are they aware of that? The one big beautiful bill, one big beautiful bill.
Huge.
It hurts. Huge.
Yeah, but we're really quick for our viewers. I saw these 2 pieces of I came up with a great impression. Who am I? Who am I? That's all you need.
Beautiful.
Isn't that amazing? That's all you need.
Pretty good. That's pretty good, Tony.
Anyway,
that's pretty good.
All right.
You got to talk about yourself a little bit more, though.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Oh yeah. What I need is an ego boost, right, Dan? That's where I lack. No.
Yes. The rules change, and certain things like Medicare surcharge, IRMAA, you don't have to worry about that. How is Social Security taxed? How much, if I claim Social Security and keep working, what can I earn? Earnings limit. I mean, people don't think about these things.
No.
And they, because they don't have to. You don't have to.
How much can I earn or take out? How much taxable income can I have in retirement before my Medicare Part B premium goes up from $202 to $600 a month? That's a thing, and nobody knows about it. It's weird. Not many people, anyway.
Right. So they're ignoring it. And sometimes maybe it's willful ignorance, or if it's, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And which is usually the case. I didn't know that. There's a required minimum distribution. I have to take my money out.
Yeah.
If I take money out before 60, I get penalized. Why? What? So different tax rules, and they're changing. The one big beautiful bill made the bonus deduction for 65-year-olds. That doesn't last forever. That's going to sunset. So you got to know these things. And a lot of people don't. They just kind of ignore it. They wing it. And then they're surprised. And then they panic, call. What is this letter I got from the IRS about my Medicare premium going up? Or then said, I didn't know I couldn't go on Medicare until 65. I didn't know Medicare didn't cover long-term care insurance, long-term care costs. Like different tax rules that people don't realize, and they ignore it, and then boom, they get hit with it. So that's probably the most common mistake besides number 5. All right, let's move on to number 3, Tony. Mistake number 3, not understanding health insurance costs and rules. Just getting into it. You mentioned the IRMAA.
Yeah, I guess I got ahead of myself a little bit there. I got ahead of us, but you're right. This is a really big one, and I've seen it impact my parents because they didn't plan for this. I've seen it impact so many people.
And they don't know the rule is it goes back 2 years. So it's your
Right.
income for 2 years ago. Now, there's ways around that, but they don't understand that because they never had to deal with it before. But let's also
Right.
talk about the people that aren't 65 that are retiring, which is my personal favorite, retire early.
Yep.
They don't understand the Affordable Care Act subsidies. They had their insurance covered by their job. And how much is a healthcare plan? And believe it or not, Tony, most people overestimate the cost of health insurance in retirement, and they don't retire out of fear of the cost of health insurance. Where if they just had the information and understood the actual true costs and the rules, it wouldn't be so bad. Now, of course, there are people that actually underestimate healthcare costs. Oh, I didn't realize that was going to cost that much, right? Oh, I assume Medicare covered everything. It doesn't. I'm responsible for 20%. Well, how do I? Right. So
Wait, Medicare doesn't
big,
cover hearing, vision, and dental? What?
right.
It doesn't.
Well, right. So, and I guess the government doesn't think you need teeth, right, to live, because they don't cover it. So understanding these rules, understanding the Affordable Care Act, understanding the healthcare subsidies, which again goes back to number 2, understanding the rule changes, because the subsidies were cut in 2026. This is the first year we got new subsidy. We're going back old school. So this is a biggie, but I think a lot of people understand health insurance. But the big problem I see is they don't truly, they are aware of it, but they're afraid of it. So they delay retirement out of fear of healthcare, which pet peeve of mine. But I'm not going to rant on that today, Tony, because we're staying on the top 5.
No rants, but I love the
rants.
little rant intro you have.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, not doing it. Number 4.
Wait.
Number 4.
Drum roll for number 4.
Oh, geez, you're way off.
Number 4.
Mistake number 4, not having a retirement income plan. A lot of people plan, say, 4% rule. We just did a show on that. The 4% rule.
I've got a 401k. I don't need a plan. I'm going to have Social Security, Dan. I've got my 401k. That's my retirement income plan. What do you mean I need more than that?
Yeah. And that's a biggie. When do I take Social Security? Huge mistake people make.
Yeah.
There is no right answer, by the way. Some people it's take it at 62. Some people it's wait till 70, and everywhere.
Well, unless you know the exact day you're going to pass, there's no right answer. But there is smart answers for individuals, but there's no one answer that applies to everyone. Some people it's going to be 62. Some people it's going to be 62 and 4 months. Some people it's going to be 64 and 1 month. Some people it's going to be 67, 68, 70. It varies, right?
Right. And it depends on what your other income is as well.
Sure.
It all plays into it. It depends on what your spending is. It depends what the tax laws are. You don't want to have an income plan that's just like, I'm going to take 4%. You're missing the boat on all the others we already just talked about.
Yeah. You could be making a very expensive mistake or derailing your retirement.
Yes. The income plan has to factor in the stress test. Is your income going to be all from stocks?
Sure.
And what if we have a correction in the first year? Holy smoke, you just got hit by a sequence of returns risk. What's that?
Yeah.
You need to know it. Oh, do you understand that by taking that extra income now, this first year, to do the trips, to renovate the house, you're going to get hit with a Medicare surcharge, and now your Medicare price has tripled? No, I didn't know that. Oh, did you understand that by switching your income the way you're planning to do it, take some drips and drabs, you're going to have to indicate that to the government, and it's going to impact your subsidy for health insurance? Oh, I didn't factor that in. I just assumed it was to do the 4% rule because that's what the cool people do. Or I don't really know. I'm going to wing it. Why? You should have this planned out. And a lot of people don't have an income plan because it can be complex. There's a lot of moving parts, but it doesn't have to be this rocket science. Just do the math. Create a spreadsheet. There's software now. Who knows? AI can help you with it. Eventually, you probably want to talk to a certified financial planner that's looking at all the big pieces. Don't talk to a financial advisor that says, oh, I'm going to make you a 12% return and you'll be fine. You want to talk to someone that's going to say health insurance, taxes, estate, like how do we have all these pieces fit together?
Inflation.
Retirement income plan. Inflation, exactly.
I mean, are you an important part of any retirement income plan is inflation, and you have to calculate what will the cost of pizza buffets be 20 years from now? Is that in your plan?
Right. Do you buy one now? It's like kind of like owning a
Do you-
house versus renting in retirement. Do
Do
you
you
take
buy
out
one?
a reverse mortgage on your house to buy the pizza buffet? It actually may make financial sense.
For
You
me,
got to
it
do the
might.
math.
It
It
might be.
might. Right? Everyone's situation is different. I'm
I
not
can eat all
suggesting.
that pizza at cost. Imagine it.
Right. And maybe sell the extra. You got a little, bespoke pizza place, I don't know. All right. And number 5, Tony, mistake number 5.
Oh,
And this
wait,
is the one
drum roll. The big one. Wait, drum roll. Number 5. All right.
I'm not hearing the drum roll. I'm not even hearing the drums. Mistake number 5, not addressing the non-financial issues. What are you going to do when you retire? What are you going to do with your time? Who are you going to hang out with? Where are you going to live? You can only play so much golf. You can only paint the kitchen, remodel so many times. Now, I'm not saying you can't go golf and that's your retirement, but who are you going to hang out with? What are you going to do
reason
to
to get
time?
up every day? How are you going to socialize? You've got to socialize with other people, and you have to have a reason to get up every day, and have a schedule. Get up every morning, do something, right?
It is true. It's quite a shock. Most people's identity is their job.
Yeah.
When they retire, they lose their identity. Totally natural. We've done shows on this, the stages. We just look for those.
This is why you and I will never be able to retire.
Why?
Dan Wendell is Dolphin Financial. He is a financial advisor. That's your identity. This is what you do. You help people. You do math.
Not if you ask my kids. If you ask my kids, they're like, Dad doesn't know anything about anything.
Well, your kid, that's because of the age of your children. Of course, their parents don't know anything. How old are they?
Ask the refs at my kids' soccer games. They assume that I'm a professional ref because I have a lot to say to them about the game.
No, they assume a lot about you, but that's not one of the things the refs are. They think a lot of things of you, but that's not the word they use to describe you, Dan.
I think watch the show on the stages of retirement. That was a really good one that we did. Yeah. It's about addressing what you're going to do. And it's natural to be depressed after you retire. I have people coming back to work after, and it's not because of the money.
They don't even need the money. They just.
Right. It's the non-financial. What am I going to do?
Yep.
And that's the biggie. That's the big, I would say that most people miss that one, majority. And then they wind up floundering for a while, which is natural. It's okay.
What's the big conclusion here? What's the big mic drop?
The mic drop is that, as always, I like to say, many people can retire a lot earlier than they think. They can do this. And they make these mistakes if you don't do any planning. But something that, on the lighter side, is, you're probably going to make one of these mistakes, even if you plan. But if you don't plan, you're going to make an even bigger mistake, which is working longer than you need to. And I think once you go through this process of planning, stress testing, understanding the rules, understanding where your income is going to come from, understanding what you're going to do with your time, you might actually be able to retire sooner than you think. So it's like, do your homework. And the kids are like, I don't want to do homework. I want to retire.
Yeah.
Do the homework because you actually might be able to get out of school earlier. Right? If you do your homework, you get Fridays off. What? Kids would do their homework. If you do your homework on this, you might be able to retire years sooner. And wow, isn't that great? And by doing the homework, not only will you may be able to retire sooner, you're going to retire with more confidence. You're not going to make one of these mistakes. And then you're going to have a better retirement in the end. So do the work. Make sure you're not making any of these 5, and it's going to work out. You just got to take the time.
Take the time and work with a trusted financial professional. I know that these shows aren't about plugging yourself or your business because they're educational. But Dan, if our listeners do have questions, how can they get a hold of you? What's the website?
DolphinFinancialGroup.com. Just go there, connect, contact. All these videos are up there. They're on YouTube too. You can go there. You're probably watching that here on YouTube or listening on Spotify. Comment on it. Say, hey, I got a question. I got a problem. Tony, I have a poll right now going out there. I don't know if you know this because the votes haven't been stacked, but I have a feeling now they will. You can vote. The question that I have on the YouTube content is, should I replace Tony with an AI avatar side co-host?
Oh,
And right now,
everybody's
Tony,
gonna say yes.
no, if you look, I just looked today. The first option A is yes, replace Tony. He's nothing but noise. That's literally what it says. 0 people have checked that box, Tony. 0. Whereas everyone else is saying keep the guy.
I had my mom create a bunch of accounts. She keeps saying keep him. I'm kidding. All right.
Thanks for a good show, Tony. We'll catch everyone next week.
All matters discussed in today's show are for informational purposes only.
This show is not investment advice.
Dan Wendol nor Dolphin Financial Group are affiliated or endorsed by any government agency.
Investment advisory services are offered through Dolphin Wealth Management, Inc., a registered investment advisor in the state of Florida.
Insurance products and services are offered through Dolphin Insurance, Inc.
Dolphin Wealth Management, Inc. and Dolphin Insurance, Inc. are affiliated companies doing businesses as Dolphin Financial Group.
You should talk to someone at Dolphin Financial Group before implementing any of these strategies or ideas.